Hey guys. So we've taken you two places so far, I think I remember. One was Jerusalem, another one was Rome, and today, guess where we are? Athens. Okay? Athens, Greece. So if you look out, you can see the wonderful city of Athens. We are actually in the ancient center, like a marketplace. They used to call it an Agora. Okay? So you kind of look around, there are a lot of trees. Look over there. There's a temple. Now, we're going to be talking a little about temples. In fact, Athens had a lot of temples. If you come back over here, you can see a reconstruction of the ancient Agora of Athens. This is just after the time of the Apostle Paul. Okay? You remember the Apostle Paul, right? So we have to imagine the Apostle Paul getting on one of these main roads, maybe this main road here, if you can see it, and walking down and looking around at the city of Athens. Okay? He came here. You can imagine him, he's looking over and he sees a temple. Right there is a temple to the god Ares. Or up here is a temple to the god Hephaestus. Or a stoa, like a porch kind of thing, to the god Zeus. And many, many other temples around. And you know what? One of the things that the Apostle Paul said to the people who lived in Athens was, I can tell you guys are very religious. And we'll talk more about that at another place close by. This is the temple of Hephaestus. So this is an altar to Zeus. He was the king of the gods, they would say. So here we've got, standing side by side, two more temples. This one right here is to the god Apollo. And this one right here is to Zeus and Athena. And actually, if you look over there in the distance, I don't know if you can see it, but there is actually another altar to the god Zeus. Alright guys, we finally come to a place, a big hill in Athens called the Areopagus. It's also known as Mars Hill. Okay? Now, this is a hill where Paul was brought when he started teaching about Christianity down in the main city down here in Athens. Okay? You can see behind me one of the most famous parts of Athens called the Acropolis. Okay? Now, when Paul came up here, there was a group of people, a lot of them philosophers or other Greek people, who wanted to listen to what Paul had to say. So, Paul started his speech like this. He said, Men of Athens, I perceive that in every way you are very religious. Now that means I can tell that you guys want to worship God. Okay? Look, I mean, we've seen all the temples that they had, right? They had temples, they had altars all over the place. In fact, while Paul was walking down here, you can see where we were down in the Agora, the marketplace. As Paul was walking, he saw one particular altar which had written on it, to the God that nobody knows. Now, Paul said, look guys, that God that you don't know, I know him, and I'm going to tell you about him. He said, here's the thing you need to know about this God. He's not just any God. He is the God who created the heavens and the earth and everything in it. Okay? And this God, because he created everything, he doesn't actually live in temples made by human hands, right? Look, you guys have all of these temples to your gods that you have built. But God himself built everything. He doesn't live in temples. There's another thing you need to know about this God too. He is not made of gold or silver or things that humans make. See, all of your gods that you put in these temples, they're all made by you. But we are not the people who create God. God is the one who creates us. He makes us, right? And there's one other thing you need to know about this God, Paul said. He said, God has appointed one man to come and to judge the world, including you. And that guy is Jesus. And God has proven that this guy is going to judge the whole world by raising him from the dead. So that's what Paul said. And a lot of people thought he was crazy. But there was at least one guy, actually more than one, but at least one. We know his name. He lived in this area around the Areopagus up here. His name was Dionysius, and he was a Greek, and he became a Christian. There was another woman, actually, also who became a Christian, and her name was Damaris. So this is a very important site for the spread of the message about Jesus in the Greek world, in this very center of the Greek world here in Athens.